ahead.
Alright.
Jack, you start us.
So how do we start though? I'd rather like hello Jack Hall. Team Triumph podcast. Is that it?
Yeah, go.
Alright, Team Triumph. It's fucking shit.
No,
This
but
is gold.
normal.
Yeah, okay.
But normal.
Okay, Team Triumph podcast. Jack Hall here with Richard, Alex, Thomas, and we're going to be talking about goals. So smart goals, process goals, outcome goals, performance goals. What's another goal?
It's a very good introduction.
A few goals. Alright.
Okay, you can relax now.
Okay.
Now we're just having a chat.
Alright.
But you've done very well.
Thank you.
I'd like to talk about micro goals to start with.
Is that a thing?
I don't know, is it a thing?
I don't think it's a thing.
Should we talk about outcome versus process goals then?
Yeah, outcome versus performance goals. The difference there. Were they the same thing?
Yeah, but that's not what I said. I said outcome versus process goals.
You did. Go for that.
Okay, so we're with it. Right. So, outcome goals are very objective. Yeah?
As opposed to subjective.
As opposed to subjective.
Got you.
We've got it. So, outcome goals are I want to place in this position in this race, or I want to achieve this time for this race, or X distance, which is very objective. It's not taking in anything, any part of the performance, not taking in any of the processes that go into that time or that achievement of your position.
Yeah.
But people are very much focused on purely on their outcome goals, which is bad, I think. I mean, I can think.
Why is it bad?
I think if you're too focused purely on the outcome, then it's too black and white. Like it's fail or succeed.
Yeah.
Like, and things aren't as black and white as that. You can have a really, really good performance, perform out of your skin better than you ever could have anticipated, but not position as well as you anticipated because of what you can't control. And what you can't control is, well, most things. How well other people do, what the conditions are like. It might be really windy or really hot or something that slows you down or means that relative to others you don't place as well, but you actually did very, very well.
Yeah.
So,
but the positives of an outcome goal are that they motivate you.
Yeah.
And it's the thing that, let's be honest, you can't get away from or shy away from.
Yeah.
You have to have it there.
Yeah.
So is it more about knowing how to manage an outcome goal?
I think so. So my point was it's bad to be solely focused on outcome goals.
Okay.
But outcome goals are like the big picture.
Big picture.
You're ultimately trying to...
But it's also important to have a realistic one. Not like one, like, I don't know, win the World Cup or like win the Olympics or something like that. But actually have a realistic one that you know is possible to achieve.
And I think that comes into sort of smart goals, but who do you sit down with and decide like realistic goals? Is that where it's hard for an individual to be like, I know what's realistic for me, or when someone tells you like this is what you can really achieve, or is it how do you weigh up what is realistic and who do you ask, who do you go to?
Yeah, well, it is tough, but we both come from performance sport and high ambition as athletes, and
we've never got one goal.
And we're very deluded if we wouldn't have a goal because it wouldn't be something that we really work towards very well. But we're like, I remember us having discussions where we were basically just talking about how we were going to dominate the WTS. And that wasn't realistic.
You were going to lean out swims. I was going to run off the bike sub 30. It all seemed simple at the time when you're running around outwards at real templates
in the middle of winter. Yeah. So it is that that realism that you need. They need to be motivating though, don't they?
Yeah. But does it need to be provided from a coach? Because already I think a lot of people see through Instagram and social media people out there training and doing incredible things, and then they associate their goals with the people they see's goals and go like, oh, they're doing that, I ran something similar, I can achieve this goal then. And they look at results and go, oh, this person swam in the front pack and I swam them next to them in a session, so clearly my goal should be with them and what they're achieving, rather than I mean, do you think like social media and stuff like that has a big impact on goal setting?
Yeah, and even process goal setting.
So you're saying I'm right? We just get that on record. We've got it. All right, we'll take it.
Yeah, no, I 100% agree. Like, you look at the Brownlees. I was looking at the Brownlees, and one of their processes was kind of 30-hour training. Process goals are more on a micro scale. They're like how you deliver that performance, or that position. So it's like it can be something as little as like how your run form is. And that's the type of thing that as a coach you add more value to. You can't really stipulate what an athlete's outcome goals are. Like if you have an athlete that is 100% like, I want to go to the Olympics, as long as it's like semi-realistic, if they're saying like in 2 cycles time, you can't really control their outcome goal, but you can help them with their process goals. And a lot of athletes don't really know of or have process goals.
Yeah. I think,
and in business as well.
I think recently one of the squads we're coaching asked quite a few athletes to set out their goals, and it was all there. So like, put down SMART goals. This is what we need to see, and it always came back with just pure outcome, and you can't shy. I think it's so easy to like force SMART goals and process goals, but is it really realistic to what's the tool that's going to make them actually stick to it? Rather than just you going, you've got to do this, and because you don't buy into it, do you? Yeah. Really, when someone sits down with you and writes it out, you're like, it's not you really writing it out; that's someone else, or a coach who's like, we're going to set out SMART goals. It's going to be really specific in training. When you're training, you're thinking about, yes, I want to improve my swimming. You're still thinking about what time did I hit then? What time was that? It's still so hard to get away from that, and I think some people you've got to embrace it a little bit more rather than be like, no, don't ever look at the clock. No, don't ever worry about what other people are doing. It should be like that's where the standard is. Like you've got to be aware of it rather than just being, outcomes over in the distance. We'll worry about it when you win the Olympic medal. Don't worry, it's coming. Yeah. Because we've got these processes. Like it's. Yeah. I think it's being. I'm playing devil's advocate a bit, but
you love that.
Yeah, I love it. It's what I do. But yeah, I think it's what you really want. Right?
Yeah. The outcome goal is what motivates you, what you're trying to work towards. The performance is how you get to it, and the processes are how you get the performance. So yeah, I think the good thing about process goals is that you can do it right now, here right now. Because if it's a technical process goal, if in swimming it's you drop your elbow. So the process goal is to address that. Have a higher elbow during your catch or whatever it is. It allows you to chunk your outcome goal, which is front pack swimming, into smaller processes. And that's how you get there. So you can't have one without the other. I think is what we're getting at.
Oh, solved it.
Yeah. Sorted. Right. And then outside of sport, as in, so not just purely a technical way to improve your swim, bike or run, but actually process goals for life and just general like discipline. Have you seen that video by that ex-Navy SEAL? Admiral, I've written it down there. Admiral William H. McRaven.
It's about tidying your bed or something.
Yeah.
In the bed.
Start with making your bed in the morning.
The small goals, and that it's like a small victory every time.
So
my mum tried to enforce that in me, but it was a goal that I wasn't agreeing with, so I didn't buy into it. It's got to be a realistic goal, and making the bed isn't always a realistic goal for everyone.
It's tough to do. It's tough to do. It doesn't have to be making your bed, but whatever it is, by starting your day with a small goal, a small habit, like your morning ritual, could be going for a walk. I get up and I go for a 20-minute run in the morning, and then I do 15 minutes of stuff to work on my calves and Achilles, because they are a weakness. So if you have a ritual that is something that one kind of wakes you up and two addresses something that is a limiter for you or whatever, I think that's a good way to start your day. You start your day successfully, you continue it successfully.
Mine is go down, open the fridge, check there's no milk, then go and get milk. I do that religiously. It's just what works for me.
Well, sounds good.
But when it comes to goals, just on another point, when you set them, how are you setting them? Are you like drawing a picture? Are you writing them out? Or are you how are you like always having them on you when you're training? How's it being referred back and with your coach? And is it just someone remember it? Or?
Well, so my goals, my micro goals are like my process goals in life more so than in like training or competing. It's just a plan. Every evening I'll just jot down like my plan of the day basically, but by making a plan, my goal is to adhere to that plan, and if I don't, then I've not met my goal. So they're my micro goals, and then each evening I can kind of tick that I've done them, but they're generally quite easy things to do, as in go to work. But like prior to that, I have my time where I have my morning ritual, and each morning that is like the first goals that I have on my plan.
Did you do that when you were competing or no?
I mean, when you're competing and training so much, I found that your training becomes everything. So it is a goal to train X amount of hours per week.
Okay.
And I was
so each session was a goal?
In a sense, yeah. It's a micro goal.
Okay.
So I was trying to emulate like the Brownlees, and we were encouraged to do quite high volume of training. So I was trying to get towards like big swim week. That was actually an example of a process goal that didn't really work. I was like, the outcome is me to be a competent swimmer and be able to take my armbands off.
Yeah.
The process was to do a shed load of swimming.
Yeah.
But I did far too much without refining my technique. So it was the wrong process goal, I think, for the time.
Took your armbands off too early.
Yeah, I did.
That's the problem.
I did. Yeah. And now I just have a phobia of water. Just that fear of drowning.
That's really haven't showered today.
Yeah. Okay.
Sorry.
But so when I was training a lot, I had those micro goals, but I was quite young, and I was just to me it was just about training as much as I could.
Do you feel like those would have helped, or
process goals?
Yeah.
I mean, if I'd have taken the process of, instead of a week worth of volume, and taken the process down to the minute details of how to enter my hand in the water or what it's doing underneath the water, more than I was just blindly trying to swim as much as I could.
But don't you think
I would have benefited?
It comes to having too many goals? Like if you have all these micro goals, does it kind of become overwhelming? That you just kind of have too many, like say if you're swimming and you need to change so many things about your swimming, you're thinking about too many things, maybe it can harm you as well.
Yeah, definitely, 100%. Yeah, I agree with that. I think we've seen that with some people swimming at the moment. You'll give them one technical thing, and then next day you'll say something else, like that's not quite right, or that's, you need to work on your catch, you need to work on your kick, then your hips. End of the week they're just going like, what's he on about? Like, he's telling me 4 different things, and now I'm just doing backstroke.
I think that comes. I think that comes back to the coach and the coach's job to be able to see the bigger picture, but focus on the processes that are most important right here, right now.
But I think it's being having that openness with you, athletes, to be like, I think you've got to turn around and say, look, what are we doing again? What do you think we're doing? Because what you think you're telling them is definitely not what they think they're doing.
100%.
But I think again, when it comes to with an athlete, let's say they're in the pool, they know what their goals are, how are they being, and you know what they are, how is it constantly being reinforced? How are you doing that? Is it just little comments? Is it, I'm going to put it on the board so you remember, you don't forget what your focus is? Or is it just, we've had this chat, oh, did you forget? Oh, I also forgot, but I remembered 2 weeks in, so I mentioned it vaguely.